Virtual field trip. I am in a kayak on Sarasota Bay, staying on Longboat Key for spring break and taking a paddle tour of the Mangrove. I'll show you where we're going. Sarasota Bay is an estuary. That means it's a place where saltwater and freshwater mix. And the water here is saltier, is not as salty as the water in the ocean, which allows different creatures to live here. Sarasota Bay is an estuary. It's about 125 miles wide, and an estuary is an area where water from freshwater streams and rivers meets salt water from the ocean.
And when I told him about these mangrove snakes, he's never seen one. He's been a photographer of all amphibians and snakes.
There's my dad.
I mean, over 30 years.
We're about to head into some mangrove tunnels. I'll tell you a little bit about how they were created in a minute. These are mangrove roots. Look at these little snorkels. Those are from the black mangrove. The black mangrove crab crawling up through there. Notice these mounds of sand and how different species, I see some pines, are growing on these mounds of sand. These are going to be different than the mangrove forest that we're paddling through that's just black mangrove and red mangrove. The red mangrove are the ones with the looping roots. Some more crabs. This one is not as black as the others we've seen. Oh, and here is this is a red mangrove starting to grow. We'll talk a bit more about the green bean-like reproductive systems of how red mangroves reproduce. One of the cool things about these black crabs is that they eat the leaves, the mangrove leaves that fall into the water like this. So the mangrove leaves are eaten by the black crabs, and then they poop out what helps what creates more soil and structure and food for other things in the system. No waste of the sky. That's why these are called mangrove tunnels. They're connected on the top. The canopy is closed for the most part, and where you see these open gaps in the canopy, you'll also almost always see a group, for example, like over here, of young mangroves that are in competition to capture that gap in the forest. Check out the oysters growing along the mangrove roots under the water. They're using this structure. And the oysters are also filtering water. Each individual oyster filters up to 50 gallons of water per day. It's an area where mangrove roots are coming down to spread their canopy into new from the web over here, sending roots down from the limbs. Okay. Mangrove are protected in the state of Florida. You can't just cut down mangrove as you wish. You have to have a special license and a good reason to remove this, and that's because they provide essential ecosystem services to the state, especially to our beaches and and shorelines. So mangrove roots, they look so cool. They come down from the branches like we saw, and they also go down into the sand 25 feet. So that's providing a lot of structure, and they create this mat as they interweave with each other. So they're really providing a lot of structure and providing a lot of stability to the area. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on March 18th, and the reason I'm telling you that is 2 reasons. One, it's high tide, so we are seeing these mangrove roots at one of the times that they're the most covered, obviously besides a storm or something, and also because we're not going to be seeing a lot of birds on this trip. The birds are out in the morning and in the evening, and we are here right in the middle of the afternoon. Another mound.
As we come around this turn, just try and stay to the right-hand side, okay, guys? You just scooted right across the water. I'm a traffic.
Corps of Engineers back in the early 1900s, you'd be correct.
Really?
They dug these tunnels out for us because that was all fresh water. This was all salt or brackish water. They figured they would abate the mosquito problem by combining the salt water and the fresh water. And it worked really, really well for freshwater larvae. The only problem is it got replaced by saltwater larvae, mosquitoes. So it did nothing to abate the overall mosquito problem. Just changed one mosquito for another. But we're in luck because that's why we have these tunnels today. The county actually keeps them. You'll notice where they cut off limbs and make it so we can make it through. The county actually maintains this just for this reason. And a part of your fee for running the kayaks goes right to the county to help maintain it. And it just goes to the county in general. If you notice on your boat, you have little tags usually on the back. Those tags, we pay a fee for every single boat that goes out every single day. It's a small fee, but it adds up. And that all goes straight to the county. Did anybody notice the little shoots coming up about this tall?
Yes.
Okay, that's the difference between the red mangrove, which has the big roots that go down like this, and the black mangrove. So when you see those in the next tunnel especially, when you see a bunch of those little shoots around, look around for a dark bark instead of a light bark or a tan bark. And that dark one is the black mangrove. We have 3 mangroves here. We have red, white, and black, but you won't see the white. They're further in, and we can't get to them. The red are all you see out here, though, is because they're the ones that like to get their feet the wettest. So they don't mind their roots getting really, really wet. In fact, that's what they prefer. So that's why all you see are reds from out here. But we're traversing through it, so you can see the blacks too. Okay. So let's see.
I'm so tired.
What else did we see in there? We didn't see the mangrove snake, but I'm not giving up because we saw him in the next tunnel over as well.
Oh, awesome.
What's that?
I said, oh, awesome.
So we saw him in here about 1,000 feet up, but we didn't see him this time.